Okay, so here we're showing just the UI of what's happening on this test case of removing a contact. So here we can see that we have Trey in the top left and another user named Joe in the bottom left. And they both are currently online and they're currently friends with each other. Say Trey and Joe get into a fight and Trey doesn't like Joe anymore, so he removes him as a contact. We see that that also propagates over to Joe's side of the client. And you'll see that um, these two clients actually are not connected in any way other than through the server. And we'll show that in the code later on. Okay, now we're going to discuss just the overall structure of what we've got going on here in this final project. We've got three separate Visual Studio projects for the client, the library, and the server. The client is MVC with your views and your controller and your model coming from the library, transferred over to the account proxy. Server side, we've also got MVC. We have the server view, the controller. We've got this main server, which acts as our WebSocket communication, which I have open over here. Then we've also, to do communication, we have this JSON stuff static class in the library. Shout out to Trey for the brilliant name. But we've got this private class message to hold a string as its content, and then whatever message type, that's an enum we also have in the library. And then, yeah, we serialize the message and just pass everything through strings.
So our test case is to remove a contact between users and have them stay in sync. On the right side here, we have a setup with Fred and Bill currently logged into the server. And I'm going to actually remove Bill from Fred's contacts. And I've set a breakpoint here in the code so we can walk through what happens. So here, when we select the user, we click minus, and it hits the breakpoint, obviously. What this does, this remove contact between users, is that's actually a delegate call to the controller that passes the username of the selected user, which is, in this case, Bill. If I step into that, we will go into the controller. And we have this method here, and obviously it takes the string, which is going to be Bill in this case, and we locally remove it from the contact list. This is because we want to save the contacts locally and then send it back to the server via the account proxy when the user logs out. Then the next line is the update list of contacts in client view. And basically all that does is it just updates this list in Fred's client view and gets rid of Bill, just for display purposes. And then finally, we hit the main room.send, and we have this JSON stuff.serialize message where we send the username, which is Bill, and the message type is remove contact.
All right, so now we've moved over to the server side after sending the removal message. We're going to send it again because we had to break and just move over, move our breakpoint. But over here in the on message is where the server is going to be receiving that message from the client. And we'll send that message now. Here we're stopping, and we're first going to parse out the message type to obviously see what type of message that we're receiving. And then the contents, which in this case should just be Bill's username. And we're going to step into this switch case on the message type where we've got handling for all the different messages. We come down to remove contact because that's what we're showing here. And first things first, we're going to check to see if Bill is online. Then if Bill is online, or if he's not online, my bad, we're just going to do some server side removal of the contact. But if he is online, which he is right now, we're going to step into this else case where we do the client side removal. So we go through and grab Bill's unique WebSocket ID with this server controller call. And then we grab the source username, which in this case would be Fred's username, using his unique WebSocket ID that we've received from the message. I think you just saw it. It's a hash that's made for every single WebSocket. And then we build the message using our JSON stuff.serialize. And then we just do sessions.send_to, and we're sending the username Fred back to Bill's client.
So now we set everything up again, but this time we have a breakpoint set on the method that handles messages on Bill's side. So I guess we can remove again and see what happens. All right, cool. So we hit this message here, and the first thing we do is just like the server side, we parse the message type from the message and the message contents from the message. And then we go into the switch case for the message type. In this case, it should be the remove contact message. And what we do on Bill's side is we do cur account, which is his cur account proxy, and remove it from its contact list. And this message contents should be Fred's username. So on Bill's side, we remove Fred from his contents. Then we update here the display to remove Fred from Bill's context. And after we step into this, we should actually see an update. However, because we did the break, it won't work. So if we run this once again, we'll see that. So now we have it set up with no breakpoints. So we should be able to see that Fred disappears from Bill's context, and obviously Bill disappears from Fred's context. Right here, when we click the minus button, and you can see they stay in sync, and that all works.